I'm just doing a bit of reflections today, um, and I just want to talk to the entrepreneur out there that's listening or that's watching this podcast. And sometimes you might feel like giving up. Sometimes you have done something and it hasn't worked, and you're at that point where you're no longer confident to do things that you thought you could do. You no longer believe that you're smart enough to do something. So I just want to just talk to that person, to say that entrepreneurship, um, it's 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 difficult, and it's got its highs and it's got its lows. So sometimes the fact that you close a business and it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that you are a failure. Sometimes that is just the right thing to do, you know. Sometimes you just have to do that. With my friends, we always used to just laugh and say, even if you're watching football, I don't know how many of you guys watch football here, but we watch football. I love football. Um, but there are times when things are difficult and someone has to pass the ball back to the keeper. You know, you score that way, but you see someone passing it to the keeper that way. And it looks like you're doing something that's counter to what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of the times the fans can actually be on your case. But sometimes it is necessary to do that. It is necessary to pass the ball back to the keeper. Sometimes it is necessary to close a business and start another one. Sometimes it is necessary. And if I'm looking at some of the definitions that I have of entrepreneurship, there are two types of entrepreneurship that I would say. There is opportunity based entrepreneurship, and then there is also necessity based entrepreneurship. So you find in the Western world, where the economies are a bit more established, they do a lot of opportunity based entrepreneurship in terms of uh, they can be a certain point in time where there is a specific opportunity or a specific need for that particular market at that particular time. If you come 1 month earlier, it doesn't work. Or if you come 1 year earlier, it doesn't work. If you come 1 month later, someone else has done it. But there could be a specific opportunity for something. So that's what we call opportunity-based entrepreneurship. So basically, as the entrepreneur, you're like a time traveler. You are here today, and you can see that, look, there is an opportunity. I think there is this opportunity there, and you have your vision. You see what's in the future, but you're still in the present. And then you paint that picture in your mind, and then in the present you start to implement it. And if you're doing this at the right time, you can actually be successful and it can work. But sometimes that same idea, but done at the wrong time, might not work and you'll have to close. So, opportunity based entrepreneurship tends to succeed more because there's actually an opportunity. And then we have what we call necessity based entrepreneurship. This is where, in Africa, that's what we have most of us, that you are hungry, you know, there is no food on the table. You have to do something. So you find that you're just doing something, not because there is an opportunity, but because you just need something to do. You can't just sit at home, and do nothing. So you end up doing something. So at times, we also use the same amount of energy in both scenarios. And a lot of the times where you are doing it where the opportunity is not there, these businesses, they end up closing, and sometimes it can actually end up frustrating. So that's why I'm saying that in entrepreneurship, you know, it's so important to look for opportunities, genuine opportunities, and not to just always think that, is there a real opportunity in the market here, or is this something based on necessity? You can see someone selling, I don't want to say this, but anyway, selling chickens. I know there are a lot of guys who do chickens large scale and it's brilliant. But there are some people who just do it because they have that opportunity, and it ends up not working out for them. But in some settings, it can work out. So, I did when I did my MBA, I did like one of my like dissertation was on a strategic business plan being an essential tool for success. So before you start or embark on any entrepreneurial venture, you can do a strategic business plan. So this is just a template that allows you to just analyze the business from the figures perspective to see, okay, is this going to make sense? Sometimes you're going into a field which is extremely competitive and the prices come down and you're not going to be able to succeed. Sometimes you start a business and you don't have enough resources. You start your business, the ideas and everything, it's brilliant, but you needed to have $200, but you have $50, and the business fails. So, today I'm just doing a bit of reflection. I'm also still in my entrepreneurial journey. At BMC, I've started businesses and closed, and currently even do that even up to now. But I just thought, let me just also just share this with you guys. So, for those entrepreneurs that are doing well, well done, excellent. For those that have not yet done well, again, still well done. Your time will come. But I just I would love to know what you think. So you can just put comments and we can just discuss this, more on, you know, opportunity based and necessity based entrepreneurship, and also what I spoke about how as entrepreneurs we go into the future, but we are in the present, and we try and bring the future to the present, and we hope that things work. So guys, thank you. I'm waiting to hear from you. So just drop your comments in the comment section and I'll respond. Thanks and bye for now.